Hi, my name is Emilee, and I'm with the ministry, The Lovely Project. Our ministry is dedicated to empowering young women to know their value, to use their voice, and to unleash their valor. And I am deeply passionate about our cause because I was once a broken little girl. I grew up with a teenage single mom, and she was wonderful, but we really struggled. And a lot of my childhood experiences really left me feeling unseen, unheard. I grew up with the core belief that I had nothing to offer anyone. I didn't know my value, and so a lot of my choices in my adolescence and my teen years reflected that. And so we do this work, we try to empower young women because we've lived it, and we want to be the light for young ladies who, like I once did, feel so lost and alone. There really is such a deep need for the Lovely Project. The girls that we work with, they have really tough stories, some similar to mine, some very different. They're dealing with things like anxiety, depression, trauma, loneliness, self-harm, bullying. The list really is just endless. And while we do work with a wide demo of girls, our core focus is at-risk girls. For many, Lovely is the only source of stability and hope that they see each week. I believe that God has called us to stand in the gap for these young women to help them see themselves the way that He sees them, valuable, loved, and full of purpose. And this is why we exist. We want to bring hope, healing, and transformation to a generation of girls that desperately need it. So when a girl comes to a Lovely group at her school or wherever it's at, she often comes in feeling very guarded, very lonely, very isolated. And so we begin by creating a welcoming, safe space for her where she can feel seen and heard. And we go to girls, we meet them where they're at. We go to public schools, we go to group homes, we go to community centers. If there's a group of girls, there's a good chance I have knocked on the door and said, let me in. We've got something good for you. And it's through that consistent connection and trust building where we help her realize that she belongs. We have a really incredible structured curriculum that focuses on things like life skills, resilience, self-worth, communication, friendship, and how to be set apart from today's culture. We don't just teach, we engage through activities and discussions and mentorship. Having a mentor is so huge. I think about the mentors in my life and how they've changed it so much, and it's just an incredible thing for these girls. As the weeks go on, girls open up, they're able to see that transformation process start, they gain confidence. And something really cool about Lovely is a lot of our girls go through the program and they want to come back and be mentors themselves. They want to pour out what they have received. The Lovely Project meets girls where they're at, walks with them through their struggles, and guides them toward the freedom and confidence and purpose that God has for their lives. I wanted to give one example of one of our girls. She came to us. She came to a Lovely Project event. And her name is Grayson. And when we met Grayson, she was struggling with some pretty severe, debilitating anxiety. And when we met her, we started to see slowly her walls come down. We were able to connect her to our church's youth group, to a small group. She got saved, she got healing. And she went from the girl who could barely leave her home to the girl standing on stage telling her story to 200 girls at one of our events. And this past year, Grayson was a part of a leadership team where she planted our first church from our church in Northwest in Orlando. And Grayson is just one girl, one story. We want to be a bridge to Jesus for so many more. This year, the Lovely Project is reaching more girls than ever before. We have projected 20 groups running in our community. And we continue to build trust and influence and relationship in our public schools, in our community spaces. This past year, we started a monthly hangout where we would invite all of our groups, all of our school groups in, and we strategically placed that the hour before our church's youth group. And because of this, these connector events, we've been able to see a 20% increase of girls coming to church, getting plugged into church, and girls, even their families, teachers, people within the schools that we're at. And it's just been incredible to see. The ripple effect of loving and serving your community is endless, truly. And we believe this is a simple, reproducible model where you love your community, where you create connector events, and you point to Christ. It really opens the door for the gospel and for Jesus to heal and transform. And so I'm incredibly grateful to be here. It's an honor to be on this stage and hear from all of you. We have a really fun, exciting breakout session, interactive, and so we would love to see you. Thank you so much for having me.